Okay, so the point I was making is for the format of the trading account, you begin with the title, and the title is trading account for the year ended, right? Then you put the year there. It will be given to you in the question. After that, you have to put 3 amount columns on the right side of the trading account. Okay, 1, 2, 3. And there's a reason why we do that. Okay. So there are 4. 1 will take the names of the items, and then the 3 will take the amount involved. So I'm saying that if you begin, remember you are looking for your gross profit or gross loss. And to be able to determine your gross profit or gross loss, you need your net sales. So the net sales is the first thing you have to determine. To determine that, you bring your total sales and then you subtract return inwards. And that's how you show it on the format. So the first item ever in your trading account is sales. It will never change. Always sales comes first. Then you subtract or you less return inwards. So you see, now we put the sales at the middle column. Why? Because we want to subtract or less the return inwards so that the final figure, net sales, comes to the third column. Now, the third column actually is where you are going to see the net sales and the cost of sales. So the remaining 2 columns would help you to add, subtract figures you have to do before you arrive at the final answer. Okay, so I will go to help you appreciate why we do it this way. You see, we are netting or we are lessing the return inwards from this, right? Before we push the final figure, net sales, here. Now, it is to help readers or users easily identify the figures. So if I pick your financial statement or your trading account and I need your net sales, I'll not be watching or I'll not be looking at your first and second amount columns. I'll go straight under the third column and pick that figure. Okay. So it's a format we have to religiously follow. However, there are cases where the question may not have return inwards. Simply means that you sold all the goods, none of your customers returned it back. In that scenario, you don't need to come and less return inwards. So your sales will straight away go under the third column. Some students bring the sales, then they write less return inwards, then they put dash there and bring the net sales like this. No. It doesn't show that you understand what you are doing. So if there is no return inwards, you don't need to bring less return inwards net sales. No. Straight away, your sales will go under the third column. So this is how you get the net sales. The net sales. Please, is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So after getting your net sales, now the next thing is the cost of sales, right? The cost of sales. So let me go back to the items we needed to prepare the trading account. So if you look at it, we have used this one, the sales, and we have also used the return inwards. So the remaining items, purchases, opening stock, closing stock, return outwards, carriage inwards, they will help us determine the cost of sales. And look at how we go about the cost of sales. Please, at any point, if you have a question, let me know. So you put the heading cost of sales, okay? Then you underline it. The first thing you put under your cost of sales, professors, is your opening stock. And it makes sense. If you want to know the cost of goods you have sold, right? You need the opening stock. Did you have some of the goods at the beginning of the year? So your opening stock is the first thing, and that will come under the second column. You put it there. Then you remember, let me take you to when we were determining the cost of sales. You see, when we were determining cost of sales, we said you begin with the opening stock, and then you add net purchases, right? You add net purchases. But this is net purchases. Your net purchases is your total purchases minus return out was plus carriage in was. Okay, so let's go and demonstrate that here. Amuzo, I'm sorry, but you may have to refer to the video to appreciate some of the things I'm talking about. So we are looking for the net sales. We have the opening stock. We are looking for the net sales. So you bring your purchases. You put it at the first column. Why? Because you need to less the return out was. Okay. And add the carriage in was. So when you do this adjustment, then you now come and get your net what? Purchases. And this net purchases will now go under the opening stock. So you see, it's a systematic format you have to follow. Put your opening stock there. You have to add net purchases, but the net purchases, you have to go and do these three things, right? You less return out was, you add carriage was. You can interchange it. You can add the carriage was before lesson. It doesn't matter. Okay. So you see, now we have our opening stock here and we have our net purchases here. And that's what we add subsequently. We add the opening stock to the net purchases to determine the cost of goods available for sale. Cost of goods available for sale. So you see, if you are determining your cost of sales, it's your opening stock plus net purchases to give you the cost of goods available for sale. However, to get this net purchases, you have to come here and do this adjustment before you can get your net purchases. Now, when you have your cost of goods available, you less your closing stock. After lessing your closing stock, you get a figure called cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. Cost of goods sold. And when I'm done, I'll take my time and go over some of the few things. Then you finally add your trading expense. And I told you last time that the common one is wages, but in some questions, watch out. Watch out for other trading expenses that may pop up. So you add that one, and then that will give you the final figure, cost of sales. And this cost of sales figure should now move under or to the third column. To move to the third column, okay, under the net sales. So now we are comparing the net sale to the cost of sales, and whatever difference you get could be a profit or a loss. So it could either be a gross profit or a gross loss. It is a profit when the net sales is more than. So for example, if you have 10,000 here and your cost of sales is 5,000, then you are going to have a gross profit because the net sales is more than. But if the opposite, you have a gross loss, and then you put it right there. And that ends your trading account. So immediately you get your gross profit. That is your trading account. Professors, any question? So this is the format of the trading account. And I didn't want to show it to you once, but you see, we went through together step by step so that you can appreciate it. Any question? Any question? If you have a question, you can ask, please. Or if you want me to go over something, you can as well alert me. Should I go over something or we are okay? Yes, Nicole.
Please, from the add trading expenses, are the two like values on the same row?
Oh, okay, so you see, when you get the cost of sales, right? On that same line, you can put it there. It's a presentation style. Others move to the next line and put it there. It doesn't really matter. So on the same line where you added um the wages, okay, you can put it there. The rationale is already we have indicated that the net figure here is cost of sales from the title here, cost of sales. That's why we don't necessarily have to come down and repeat that cost of sales and put it there. Okay. So immediately you add your trading expense, that figure, that final figure is cost of sales. And on the same line, you can put it under the net sales or the third column. If you move to the next line, okay, and do that, nobody will penalize you. Let me demonstrate that here for you to appreciate it. So, if I decided to come down a bit like this, so you see that the net sales will come to the next line, right? Sorry, the cost of sales. It doesn't matter, but you can show it. I prefer the style where you put it on the same line, right? So, Nicole, I hope that satisfies your question.
Yes, please.
So, professors, I can give you some information and ask you to prepare the trading account. I can give you the sales, returning words, and all these things. And if I ask you to prepare the trading account, this is what I expect you to do. Okay? And know that it is not every business that will have carriage inwards or return outwards or return inwards. So there are some of the items, they may not be available. If they are not available, you don't need to include them at all. So let's take, for example, the business did not have any return outwards and carriage inwards. Look at it. The business did not have these two, return outwards, carriage inwards. Then immediately you bring your opening stock. Your purchases will come straight under it because there's no need for you to go and determine any net purchases. Okay, so note these things. Students get confused when they are given the format like this, but in the illustration, they don't see some of the items, then they are jittery. They don't know what to do. If the item is not there, don't bring it there. Just move on. Okay. So I think I can give one example and then maybe I'll test if professors can prepare the trading account for me and give me their answers. In fact, we are doing it together. You put your answers on the private page. I don't want to address the lack of those who have not submitted the assignment. You let me concentrate outcome. So the following information, please write the question, relates to I didn't submit my assignments limited for the year ended 31st December 2025. Please, I hope you are writing on. Okay. So prepare the trading account. Okay. This is a simple question. Would you want to try it? Well, I will show the format, but can we try it, or we need to solve together and then maybe you try the second one? Let me hear responses. Are we trying it on our own, or we should do it together? Professors, answer me. Hello.
No, sir.
So which is which? Are you trying it? If you are trying it, then I can hold on and then I'll receive your answers. If you want to try it on your own, please give a thumbs up. Let me know.